Use a double integral to find the area of the region within both circles. Let's start by graphing this region. R is equal to 2 cosine theta is a circle radius 2 that's horizontally oriented, and R is equal to 2 sine theta is a circle radius 2 that's vertically oriented. And we're being asked to find the area of the region that is inside both circles. In order to find the area of a two-dimensional region using a double integral, the integrand has to be 1, and this is our region D. We're going to use polar coordinates to determine this double integral, and we need to decide if we're going to use r dr d theta or r d theta dr as a substitution for our dA. So let's take a look inside our region. If we consider a small polar rectangle and we think about integrating with respect to r first, we run into a problem initially because the limits of integration are different in the different areas of this region. So my first thought would be to try integrating with respect to theta first, because the limits on the right and the left of the region are going to be the same throughout. But when we integrate with respect to theta first, we're going to run into a problem in the limits. So let's see, we have r d theta dr, and if we integrate with respect to theta, we cannot have the value theta in the limits. So our lower limit hits this purple curve, which is r is equal to 2 sine theta. We can't use 2 sine theta. We have to solve for theta in terms of r, which is going to be theta inverse of r over 2. So now I'm looking at an inverse sine function in the limit of integration. And similarly, the upper limit is going to be on the blue circle, or r is equal to 2 cos theta. So we'd need to solve that one for theta in terms of r also, which gives us cosine inverse of r over 2. And this is where I want to go back and consider integrating with respect to r first, because having these inverse trig functions in the limits of integration means that I'm going to be dealing with them in the second iteration, and I'm not sure that I want to proceed this way. So let's take another look at integrating with respect to r first to see if that's possible. Now the problem with integrating with respect to r was that we had different limits over here than we would over here. But in this case, we can actually split this region in half and find the area of half of it and then double that because of the fact that we have a symmetrical region. Now this is only possible because our integrand is the z is equal to 1 plane, which is a flat plane above our domain region, and that means that the volume above both of these regions is going to be the same. Let's take a look at another image to emphasize that point. Here we have our 2D region in the floor in both cases. Notice that 2D domain region is symmetrical. But this is the only scenario that enables us to use symmetry, and that's because we have a flat ceiling. Because the volume over the red region is the same as the volume over the gray region, this enables us to use that symmetry. But if we had a different ceiling function, and the volume above the red region was different than the volume above the gray region, then we cannot use symmetry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the area above the red region and then double that to get the total area of the entire domain. So let's think about our limits of integration. With respect to r first, our r values are going to go from 0 out to this circle function, which is r is equal to 2 sine theta. And the values of theta are going to have an angle starting at 0 and then sweeping through to get a terminal angle out here. And the question is, what is this angle theta? Well, that angle is where the two circles intersect, and in order to find an intersecting point, we need to set these two functions equal to each other. So we're looking for the angle theta that solves the equation where 2 cos theta is equal to 2 sine theta, which means that we're looking for the angle in the first quadrant where cosine is equal to sine, and so that angle would be pi over 4. So our limits of integration with respect to r first are going to be going from 0 to 2 sine theta, and then with respect to theta we're looking at 0 to pi over 4. So let's begin with the first iteration from 0 to 2 sine theta of r dr. The integral of r is going to be r squared over 2, and we evaluate from 0 to 2 sine theta. So plugging in our upper limit of 2 sine theta, and then plugging in the lower limit of 0, we end up with 2 sine squared theta that's going to be used as the integrand for the second iteration. Let's remember at the end we're still going to need to multiply everything by 2, but for right now we're going to look at the integral from 0 to pi over 4 of 2 sine squared theta d theta. In order to integrate sine squared, we need the identity 1/2 times 1 minus cos 2 theta. So now we're looking at the integral from 0 to pi over 4 of 1 minus cos 2 theta d theta. With respect to theta, the integral of 1 is theta. And the integral of minus cos 2 theta is going to be minus 1/2 sine 2 theta. And now we apply our limits of integration. So we plug in pi over 4, and then we plug in 0. And then we simplify and evaluate to get pi over 4 minus 1/2. But remember, this was just the area of the red region. We need to take this area and double it, which then reduces down to being pi over 2 minus 1, and we should probably say units squared.